Hey everybody, welcome back to Stub. This is the third video in the series about card settings. If you haven't watched the Lightning setup tutorial or the dashboard overview, please go check those out first and then come back and join us here. We got a lot to cover, so I'm going to jump right in. You get to the card settings by clicking on the card's name here, and there are three modes that you can mine on. You can go with flip, collect, or purge. We're going to talk about flip first. The first setting under the flip settings is how many copies of this card are you willing to own at one time. So I've got it initialized to 1, but I usually bump it up to 4 so that once I buy one, it can try to sell that one and buy another one at the same time and kind of churn through those. But I don't want to get too far into a card. I don't want to get like 100 copies before I try to sell one. I want to make sure that I can sell some of them before I buy another one at a certain point. The next one is maximum buy price. You might want to limit what you buy each card for. Personally, I almost always set mine to 0 because I don't care what the price is. I only care what the spread is. And we'll get into that in a moment. The next setting is this card on a squad? So you don't want the tool to try to sell your last copy of a card if you've got it on a squad, because it will just error over and over again because you can't sell a card if it's on a squad. The next setting is the minimum spread. It initializes to 1, but if you want to hang back and wait if the spread drops below a higher number, you can set that there. I usually set mine to 100 or 200, somewhere around there, depending on the average spread that I see on a given card. Because if it's like 5 stubs, it's usually not worth it to keep going. Anyways, the next setting is kind of related to that, and it's what to do when when the card drops below the spread minimum that you have set. And sometimes you might want to just get out of that card, sell what you have, just sell all of them, and sometimes you want to wait and hold back, and so you can mess around with that and see what you'd like to do there. I usually leave it here, but not always. Increment and decrement orders by. Sometimes you want to stake your claim on a card and say, hey, I'm in charge of this one. If you're incrementing or decrementing by 1 each, I'm going to outbid you every time, so just move on to a different card, and you can do that by going a little overboard there. The next one is the refresh rate. Every once in a while, we'll close out this tab to get some, and then open it again to get some fresh data. So this is how often that happens. It's in seconds, so 180 would be 3 minutes. I usually bump it down to somewhere around 45 seconds. You can see down here there's some notes about the most recent reason why a buy order wasn't placed or a sell order, and you can use that to diagnose what your settings are doing for your experience and maybe adjust accordingly. So you can see we're turning through this card. It's going great. I'm going to move over and talk about the collect setting, especially for things like exchanges. You might want to have 300 copies of a given card. So let's say we want to just collect Keen Wong cards, and I want to get up to 300 copies of them, and I don't want to spend any more than we'll say 400 on any given buy of that card, and the refresh rate is the same as it was on the flip card. So this can be really helpful if you want to just rack up a bunch of copies of one card. You can also rack up a bunch of copies because you think like Keen Wong is going to go diamond or something, and that's great. But then once he does go diamond, you'll want to purge him. You don't want to just go sell him, like auto sell him at 5,000 each. You want to get the best price possible. So you might want to see that he's now going for 10,000 and 15,000 in the market. So you say, my minimum bid for this is like 9,000. I'm willing to sell him at 9,000 each, and I want to hold on to 3 copies of him or something. And the refresh rate is similar to what was going on the other side, on the other settings. So those are the 3 different modes that you can be in. Like I said, I think flip is going to be the most common, but the others can be very useful as well. So that's card settings, and thanks for joining us for this one. The next video is going to be about how to add more cards to your dashboard, so go on over to that one, and we'll see you there. Thanks. Bye.